Out here, the wild doesn't offer polite cautions or subtle hints. It erupts with sudden, devastating force. 1 minute, the scorched grass is motionless under the relentless glare of the sun, and in the blink of an eye, the ground seemingly heaves as killers emerge from the camouflage. This terrain offers no do-overs. It is a place where authority is seized, where a split-second pause spells the end, and where the lion's crown is forged, not in storybooks, but in absolute bloody dominance. Spanning the immense African flats, owning the ground beneath your feet, is the only law that matters. You won't find these borders on any chart. They are invisible frontiers maintained through aggression, tactical brilliance, and crushing force. Anchoring this violent geometry is the pride, a biological engine propelled by starvation and the will to endure. Their gaze sweeps the distance with icy calculation, bypassing the scenery to lock onto vulnerability. A snapped twig, a shift in the breeze, or a fleeting shadow, any of these can trigger the chaotic scramble that determines who feasts tonight and who becomes the meal. While other predators might work alone, lions leverage the power of the group. The pride operates as a synchronized unit, wired together by ancient coding and dire need. The females disperse through the golden stalks, bellies scraping the dirt, regulating their breath to match the wind. Silence is their primary ammunition. Every paw placement is deliberate, every angle triangulated. This isn't a messy brawl. It is combat strategy honed over millennia of evolution. Downrange, a massive gathering of herbivores picks up on the static in the air. A haze of dust lingers. Tendons coil like loaded springs. The scene looks tranquil, but that is a lie. These beasts aren't helpless targets. They are battle-hardened veterans, equipped to gore a predator just as easily as they can flee. One reckless approach, one clumsy lunge, and the hunter will be stomped into the dust before the day is done. As the gap narrows, the very atmosphere feels pressurized. There are no vocal commands among the hunters, no growls. They are unnecessary. A shared consciousness drives them inward, drawing the snare tight. We are past the point of maybe. The collision is now a guarantee. And, once the fuse is lit, backing down is not an option. Here lies the unvarnished reality of nature. You won't find protagonists or villains, just existence measured in seconds of terrifying clarity. Don't go anywhere, because the coming sequence demonstrates how fast control can slip away, how teamwork transforms into a lethal tool, and how even the apex monarch puts his life on the line to keep his crown. If you are ready to see the savage, unfiltered truth of the animal kingdom, go ahead and smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Each segment takes you further into the brutal core of the wilderness. When the trap springs, the plains descend into a frenzy governed by adrenaline and panic. The targets respond in a heartbeat. What was just a scattered group of grazers instantly transforms into an impenetrable fortress of hooves and horns. They don't scatter blindly, they hold the line. The young are shoved to the center, protected by a swirling barricade of tonnage and muscle. This is resilience through cohesion, a strategy hammered into their DNA by thousands of lethal encounters. For the attackers, this is the red zone. Velocity alone won't cut it anymore. Brute force meets a wall of defiance, and bravery crashes against thousands of pounds of resistance. The pride surges in waves, looking for a stutter, a crack in the armor. Every inch gained comes with lethal stakes. A single error in judgment can leave a hunter crippled and dethroned forever. One huntress flares out to the flank, forcing the herd to shift. Another drives in from behind, shoving chaos right into the center of the mass. The earth shudders under the stampede as the prey counters with violent explosive bucking. The air is thick with anxiety. When this much power slams into precision, the deadlock can feel like it lasts an eternity. This is where veteran instincts take over. The cats aren't running wild. They are analyzing, separating, and waiting for fatigue to settle in. A stumble. A slow turn. Terror is a silent saboteur out here. It creeps in, dulling reflexes and breaking formation. And the hunters can smell that fear the moment it arrives. The scales begin to tip. Both sides are trapped in a deadly transaction, where energy is the price. The longer this drags on, the steeper the cost. The pride understands the math: finish it fast or starve. There are no participation trophies in the wild, only empty bellies and broken bones. As the intensity peaks, the wilderness enforces its strict regulations. Being strong isn't enough to save you. Neither is having a crowd. Only those with the ability to adjust, perceive, and coordinate will be standing when the dust clears. Keep watching as this confrontation hits its boiling point. The upcoming section shows how a clever plan beats raw strength, and how one split second can dismantle the toughest fortification. If you are fascinated by authentic wildlife combat and the genius behind it like this video, subscribe and stick around. The wild doesn't pause for anyone. A stalemate is a ticking clock. In this arena, indecision is fatal and stamina burns out fast. The herd starts to drift not from fear but from physical drain. Limbs grow heavy, lungs burn. The defensive ring constricts just a hair too much, creating a ripple effect. The lions spot it immediately. That tiny error is the invitation they needed. With shocking speed, the pride ramps up the aggression. Two females rush the front, not to kill but to harass. It's a feint designed to trigger a reflex. The prey lashes out brave and strong, but that reaction opens a gap, and a gap in this game means death. The wall breaks for a fraction of a second, and the predators pour through. One victim lags half a stride behind. Not necessarily the frailest or the smallest, just the one out of position. The lions capitalize instantly. They swarm, cutting off the exit vectors, hitting from every side. It's not a frenzied pile-on, it's a controlled demolition. The landscape blurs as hunter and hunted crash together in a struggle that has echoed through the ages. Do not underestimate the prey's power. Every kick packs enough jewels to shatter a skull. The lions get tossed aside, but they bounce back, recalibrating on the fly. This isn't just a wrestling match, it's a test of will. The cats rotate, keeping the pressure high, refusing to let the target catch its breath. Time is the invisible blade they use to bleed the quarry dry. Slowly the fight drains out of the victim. The rest of the herd pulls back, unwilling to risk the collective for the individual. The chosen one is left stranded, isolated on a stage that grants no clemency. The lions tighten the noose, their actions methodical and grim. This isn't rage. It's simply the inevitable conclusion. Moments like this establish the pecking order of the natural world. It isn't about cruelty. It's about equilibrium. The hunter refines the hunted. The hunted toughens the hunter. Together they dictate the pulse of life on the savannah. If you want to comprehend how strategy, cooperation, and raw instinct determine who lives and dies, don't go anywhere. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, and toggle those notifications so you don't miss the next installment of this savage saga. The dust begins to drift back to earth, but the anxiety remains. Across the flat's existence marches on under the same harsh statutes. Winning here is temporary. The lions slink back into the shade to hoard their energy, knowing that surviving one hunt doesn't guarantee the next. The hunger always comes back. Challengers are always watching. The earth never forgets a footprint. Beyond the pride's territory, other killers patrol the landscape, each an expert in their own brand of execution. Along the twisting riverbanks, prehistoric monsters wait with a patience that outlasts the stones. Submerged in the murk, unblinking eyes track the shoreline, timing the thirst of the visitors. Here, velocity takes a backseat to accuracy. One perfect instant is all that matters. Out on the open veldt, the survivors regroup and push forward. Their unity is their armor. Stripes merge into a dizzying pattern. Horns turn to face the breeze. Every creature evolves not to rule, but to persist. The ones that make it aren't always the muscle-bound giants, but the ones who can read the warnings written on the wind. The lions grasp this reality better than most. Their dominance isn't just about claws, it's about discipline. They sleep, they watch, they bide their time. Their borders are under constant siege by wanderers looking for a weakness. A slip-up today invites a war tomorrow. Every guttural roar that rolls across the plains delivers a clear broadcast. This dirt is taken, and we will bleed to keep it. As the sun dips low, the environment shifts gears. Shadows elongate. The soundtrack changes. The board resets for the night's skirmishes. Safety is a myth here. Survival isn't a destination. It's a lifelong gamble with the odds. If you are hooked on the invisible wars and tactical brilliance that define the wilderness, keep your eyes glued to the screen. Smash that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned as the final part unveils why this brutal cycle is unbreakable and how the wild sustains itself. As an uneasy quiet falls over the savannah, the logic of the land becomes undeniable. This place isn't fueled by malice, but by requirement. Every pursuit, every face-off, every retreat contributes to the engine that keeps the ecosystem running. Lions don't kill for the sake of power, they kill to remain. And in that act they determine the future of every living thing in their orbit. The horizon goes on forever, a canvas scarred with tracks and tales of near misses. Tomorrow brings a fresh test. A neighboring coalition might cross the line. a sturdy bull might fight back. The result is never written in stone. Even the king has to innovate or perish. This relentless stress sharpens the senses, bonds the family, and ensures that incompetence is weeded out quickly. What remains is the pulse. Predator and prey locked in a timeless loop, neither villains nor heroes, just necessary components. The lion isn't an icon because he always succeeds, but because he puts it all on the table every time he steps into the arena. That boldness is the very definition of life in the wild. As the burning sun finally dips below the jagged horizon, the savannah does not sleep. Instead, the wilderness holds its breath and prepares